So another premium Patreon suggestion here, and that's good decision making if you're a consumer in a duopoly. Many people say this, we're in a duopoly, and effectively we are, at least in the CPU space. Intel and AMD, especially with AMD's resurgence, are in a duopoly, but a duopoly that's not even, and that's what you have to worry about. Duopolies, well, for instance, it's not a duopoly, but it's effectively the same situation as internet providers, where you have multiple internet providers that just divide up space and say, we'll take this, you take that. That's what you got to worry about. That's not what I see happening with AMD and Intel. AMD is going for the crown, just slowly, one at a time. And so it's not a problem yet, but it could be eventually. And so what do you do if you're a consumer? Like, what do you do to promote, I guess, the overall best scenario for yourself with your purchasing habits? And the answer is pretty simple for me. It's, as always, buy the best product. But buying the best product doesn't mean not caring which company you're shopping for. It means doing extra research. There's VIA processors for sale on Newegg right now, guys, and some of them are more efficient than the counterparts AMD and Intel make. Not always for the best price, but sometimes they are. And so, you know, maybe you want to ask yourself, have I looked at all of the options, right? Like when I buy a new laptop, I was partial to the Sony and HP laptops. Typically, of course, Sony doesn't make laptops anymore, and Vio is, I don't really like what they've done with themselves. But, you know, after checking them, I would say I would always check Dell, even though I hated Dell. Dell's gotten better since, but, you know, I'd check. I'd even see what Apple's making. You know, every now and then their laptops are found on Amazon for good price performance. And then I'd look even further at Sager and more boutique vendors. And that's what you got to do if you want to have the best outcome in a duopoly. Look at VIA. Look at these integrated ARM SoCs. Maybe not good for Windows users, but double check. You know, and I think ARM will be making more and more x86 emulated devices soon that you can get in a small form factor motherboard. That's the type of stuff you want to do to help yourself. The best thing to do to make sure a duopoly does not get out of hand is do the extra research, not buy the worst product. That's what you got to do, because the truth is there always is a second option. I've always found that if you drilled in hard enough, you could find that other option most people were overlooking. And a lot of those are gems, overlooked gems. And that's really the thing you got to do. And in addition to that, save up your money and don't buy when you feel like it. Buy when it's the right time. A perfect example would be this. So I have a 6700K, and it's great. Ryzen 1000 didn't make sense for me. Sorry, I did mostly gaming back then. I did some editing, but I haven't gotten into editing a lot until now. And so I didn't rush out to get it to support AMD because I had to. But now it's going to make a shit ton of sense to get Zen 2 or 3 in the next year. And so I will do it when they're crushing Intel to make sure there's maximum pain applied. But let's say you have a Zen 2 processor. You know, you buy one this year and then you wait a few years and then AMD comes out with Zen 5. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Is it really that much better? But then Intel comes out with something substantially better and you have waited those 4 or 5 years. Do it. Support the person that made the best product when they've made the best product at a more than perfect time for you. If that makes sense, right? You don't just always want to support the underdog. You don't just always want to buy the best product. You want to ask yourself, do I need to buy this now? And if you think one competitor is going to swing back hard and it's going to be a doozy, save up for that. Wait for that and support that. That's how you make sure these, in a duopoly, these companies are hitting each other with the bats the hardest. And then always do that extra research to make sure if VIA or ARM or someone else is making something, that's what you go for. All right. Hope you like that advice I just gave. That's the best answer I can give to this question. Of course, you can talk with me further on Discord if you are a Patreon member. And if not, I get it. Subscribe if you like my videos. There's a lot of good ones from my history that I save and curate, you know, update. I remove the ones that aren't good. So if you see them there, there's probably a gem in there you haven't watched yet. And of course, share it and like it. That helps a lot. Thank you.